Introducing
Charlotte,
Jenny,
and all that jazz.
We're back. Welcome to another episode of And All That Jazz.
Hello, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Jenny.
So, what is centre stage with you, Jenny?
Oh, I've been busy this week.
Oh, have ya?
Always busy. Yeah, I've had a few homes under the hammers over the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a runner on Homes Under the Hammer,
Yeah.
which involves driving out to the various properties that are featured on the programme, and we film the reveals. If you watch the programme, you'll know that they film it in two parts. So they go out and film the buyer of a house at auction buying the house, and then they go back to the property with a presenter and have a look round, and usually they're in quite a state.
Yeah.
And then Homes Under the Hammer revisits them after however many months to see what they've done with the property, and that's the section that I film.
Oh, cool. So where have you been?
So I've been to Helzowen,
Yeah.
Walsall, Wellingborough, which is Northamptonshire,
Yeah.
and I've got one in Leicester tomorrow as well.
So they're quite like all over the place.
Well, the camera people film all over the country. It's nationwide.
Yeah.
But the runners, we just work regionally. So all of the properties that I work on are in the Midlands.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Wellingborough one and the Leicester one, they're about as far as I would go.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what do you, like, I think I've asked this before, like, what is it that you do? Like, have
What
you
do
had
I
to
actually do?
Yeah.
Generally, as a runner, you can be asked to do anything. You're sort of the general dog's body.
Yeah.
On this particular production, because there's only myself and a camera person at the location, I'm quite actually involved in the actual filming of it, so it's quite interesting. So you have to obviously get there, have a little scout round the location and the property itself, and help unload the kit, set the kit up, so set up the camera, set up the lights, and then the estate agent will arrive and we mic up the estate agent and then run the interview. So I sometimes help to run the interviews and ask the questions and make sure that they're looking in the right direction and not at the camera directly, that kind of thing. Then when we've got the valuations from the estate agent, they leave and we continue filming the house itself. And then later on in the day, the contributor arrives, that's the homeowner. And again, we mic them up and interview them as to what they've done with the property in the past however long. Oh, cool. So, for example, the one we did in Helzowen, they'd had the property for 4 years. But because it was a listed building, it was still, they'd made it structurally sound, but that's as far as they'd got. So it was just the shell of a building, really. But then usually they've had a new kitchen, new bathroom, refurbed throughout, lick of paint, cleared the gardens, so we asked the contributor what they've done with the property, any challenges that they've had and all that kind of thing, their budget, did they stay on budget, did they stay within the time frame that they'd planned and budgeted for, all that kind of thing. And then we give them the valuations that the estate agent has valued it at. And we get their reaction on that. So
okay. So you know how to set up camera equipment?
Cool. I'm not very technically minded. The camera parts aren't my forte, but and then we go out into the local area and get what's called GVs, that's general views of the town and the area. So
so they've got some filler.
Yeah, it's like in context of where the property is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I've done a few of those lately, which is good. And I work with a brilliant camera woman. Well, I work with several different camera people, but often I'm with a lady called Di Evans. She's an absolute hoot and we have a really good laugh. So
good.
Yeah, we get on really well. Shout out to Di.
Hopefully she's listening.
My sister from another mister.
I'm glad. That's really cool then. So with the camera operators, they're just one. So it's literally just you and one other person.
Yeah, they used to have bigger crews.
Yeah.
And on the first looks, when they go out to the properties originally,
Yeah.
after the auctions, they still sometimes have 2 cameras, the presenter and the director. They used to have more people, I think, but especially since COVID, it was all stripped right back, budget cuts and all that, you know. So, it's just, for the reveals now, it's just 1 camera person and a runner.
So they have they have like managed to streamline that whole process.
Yeah.
And being a massive film crew and stuff.
And I think that's probably true of most production companies now. And probably technology has aided that as well, you know, with the internet now, and one person can do more.
Yeah, and you I guess like everything's not as heavy, and so it doesn't require more people to carry it or set it up. But like it can be a 1-person job now. I mean, people do so much on their phone.
I was literally just going to say exactly that. You can do so much on your phone or on a small laptop. You don't need the physical equipment that you used to need.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because I guess for like your purposes, because you're learning so much more by being the only other person there.
Yeah.
Rather than there being like a massive film crew.
You're right, yeah.
Everyone's got their own specific job. I know that a runner is probably, you do probably a bit more of everything anyway, but it feels like you would get to learn more as a runner.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
Just being the 2 of you. Even the setting up the camera stuff, because for me, I'd be like, if it was just me and her, I'd be like, oh, can you just show me how to do it?
Exactly, yeah. So you do pick things up just naturally, just from, being in the vicinity, yeah. You're absolutely right, yeah. So
you do some cool things, don't you, Jenny?
Yeah, I've got a really varied life, I've got to admit. But this is why we started this podcast in the first place, isn't it? Because we wanted to talk about...
We wanted to talk about ourselves.
Well, you could put it like that, but we wanted to talk about how varied, how many different things you have to do really to stay afloat in the industry. Yeah,
I think it's really good. Who wouldn't want to expand their knowledge of something that they love doing?
Yeah, well, it's funny because Homes Under the Hammer, you know, I grew up watching it. It's been on for over 20 years now.
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of a bit of a national institution, isn't it? And I grew up watching it, and my parents love it, and everyone I know watches it. So to get to work on it is really interesting. I love it.
Yeah.
And the people that work on it are so nice as well. It's a
That's
really good team.
Yeah,
so very friendly and welcoming. Great. Yeah, great setup. So what's been centre stage with you?
Well, Jenny.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I am still unemployed.
Not unemployed, Charlotte. Between jobs.
Between jobs, yes. But I've been applying for some cool stuff recently. So obviously follow loads of different companies and stuff like that, like theatre companies and you know, backstage companies, whatever they are. But I'm following a company called Complicité, who are a theatre company, but they also kind of span across all forms of art. So they include like visual art, poetry, theatre, script, puppetry, basically everything.
Sounds right up your street.
Yeah, so they're such a cool company, and they always do work that's relevant to what's going on at the time.
So Complicité, is that French? Are they French?
So it is French. Complicité is French. Basically, these guys all kind of, I think there were 3 of them to start off with, they all kind of joined together to create this company. Some of them had worked with Jacques Lecoq.
Oh, okay.
Jacques
Lecoq.
Jacques Lecoq.
Love a bit of Lecoq.
now. So, yeah, some of them have worked with him. And basically, his principles were responsibility, le jeu, and complicité, which in English is kind of like openness, play, and shared creativity.
Right. Okay.
So there's no actual English word for complicité, if that makes sense.
Because we'd say complicit.
Yeah, complicit or complicity.
That kind of has negative connotations.
Which is like...
Or compliance has positive connotations.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's like a
blend of those. Okay.
Yeah, like a blend of those.
But there's no direct English translation.
Not really.
Okay.
And it kind of, here it says, in French, it generally means a deep, often unspoken bond, connection or rapport between people, conveying closeness, intimacy or shared understanding.
Right, okay.
So I guess it kind of is the, like, if you take away the unlawfulness, it is being complicit in something.
Yeah.
So that's what the name of the company means.
Oh.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, they're very big on kind of audiences and community and bringing them into their work. And they always focus on stuff that's going on in the world. So they're really big with like climate change and, you know, Theatre Green Book and sustainability. So they're big on like a lot of the big issues.
Right.
So that they keep up to date with all of the current stuff, which is always, I mean, that's what theatre's for. Right, in the first place, so it should be what it's for.
Yeah, to communicate, yeah.
Yeah. But they're a really cool company anyway, I really like them. They do some awesome work. Basically, I saw an advertisement for a workshop that they're running down in Hastings, but it was like £360 for this 4 days. And then you've got to find accommodation when you're down there as well. So when I saw it, obviously I was really excited because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to apply for it. Went to apply for it, realised that it was going to cost me like £600 to go down, do the thing. But then when I looked on the...
Is it tax deductible?
Do you know what? It would be, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
It would be, but I don't have the money to pay for it up front. As a freelancer, I just don't have that spare money lying around to be able to pay for something like that. So I looked into it further. So the company that we're hosting, Complicité, run a bursary programme.
Oh.
So I emailed them to say, you know, and actually I find it really embarrassing with like money and stuff because I'm a 34-year-old that's going, hey, I can't afford to pay for this. Can you please let me do it for free? And I'm imagining that the people that are reading my bursary application are like, why hasn't this woman got her life together? But it's what it's there for.
Yeah, and there's,
you know,
it wouldn't be there if there weren't other people in the same situation. So you're obviously not the only one.
Yeah, but it does feel really embarrassing to kind of apply for those things, and it's the first bursary that I've ever applied for anything. So yeah, I just did it. I just thought,
Good,
do you know what, I'm just going to do it. I don't know these people, they're never going to have to see me again.
Yeah,
you know, it's not really that big of a deal. So I applied for the bursary anyway. So I just emailed the woman and she was like, can you give me more details on your background and why you want to do this workshop? And so I kind of sent her a little bit of stuff about myself and where I've come from and how I've got here and why I want to work with them basically.
So what does the workshop cover?
So it will be working on your devising skills as a performer and kind of working together creatively to make new work. It's just learning all of those kinds of skills.
Right. Yeah, so that would be really good on your CV as well. Going back to what we were saying a couple of weeks ago about always looking to develop your skills, get things on your CV that are going to further your chances of getting work.
Yeah.
So that's definitely in line with that, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's really hard because obviously when you don't have any work, there's so many things that you could be doing.
You've got the time but not the money.
Yeah.
And when you've got the money, you haven't got the time.
Yeah. It's a vicious cycle, which is why bursaries and stuff like that are good for that reason. But yeah, it's really tough because you're like, how do you pick and choose between actually
eating or learning?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we were actually talking about this, weren't we, a few weeks ago, about when you're working and you're in that sort of show bubble, you know, you're in the work bubble for however many weeks or months. That's all very well, but we have to keep one eye on the real world and real life and life admin.
Yeah.
You know, keep one foot in the real world. And I think money is one really important part of that. And perhaps if we can put a little bit aside every week or every month while we are working, then when we have the gaps between jobs, we've got that pot of money to put towards being proactive during the downtime. So we've got that money for courses and training and things, and it's not coming out of our food budget or rent. Specifically, a pot of money specifically for that. Yeah,
no, I completely agree, and I do think that would be my advice to young people that are starting out in the industry is like be really strict with yourself, because I'm not. I can be quite impulsive, and so I'll just like do things, or I'll go out I guess it's not really impulsive. I'm just living my life.
You want to
basically.
live your life, of course. But then there's it, and it is boring to say, but it's true. It's adulting. That's what being an adult is, isn't it? Having to manage your money and manage your life and make sensible choices when it matters. Yeah,
and it is really, and like putting a bit of money aside a week wouldn't really like harm when you are working. It wouldn't really harm what you're doing. Maybe it's just buy like 2 or 3 less coffees a week or something.
Yeah.
I'm also this is where I get really torn, is because for me, you should be able to go out and do things while you're working, have those 3 coffees, and also still have enough money to put aside for, because really what we should also be doing is putting like 20% of our wages each week away for our taxes as well.
Yeah.
So you also have to think about that, which is something that I always forget to do.
Yeah.
And then you end up paying off a big tax bill for the next 2 years of your life or whatever it is. But you should be able to do all of those things and still live comfortably.
Yeah.
Because those aren't luxuries. Do you know what I mean?
They're
like,
basics. Yeah.
Living a life and being able to educate yourself or up your skills or, you know, pay your taxes, those are not luxurious things. That's just everyday life.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, sometimes I get like really torn between the two, because I want to be out there living my life and having a great time, and then I get to this point where I'm between jobs, unemployed, and I'm like, I should have saved my money, but I should be able to do both, I guess is my point. I should be able to do both of those things together.
Yeah. It's why so many people don't stick it out in the industry, because it is difficult.
It's really difficult.
And the work is patchy.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, like, you don't have
or even
a life.
even if you do go from one job to the next, you're not on the same pay.
Yeah, because your
for
pay
many
changes
months at a time. So
that's so true. I've never thought about that before.
Yes, although you're being paid regularly, it fluctuates throughout the year.
Yeah, because you could go from being, say you were being paid as an ASM and you were getting like, I don't know, 580 quid a week.
Yeah.
And then you do another job that's less, or, you know, you might do a job that's £700 a week, because it depends on what company you work for.
Yeah.
What venue you're working at, whether you're on tour or not.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different factors in our industry.
Yeah.
And I've never ever thought about that before.
Yeah, you can't really forecast what your income's going to be.
No.
Through the year.
No, you just kind of get to the end and you're like, well, I did that and I have nothing to show for it. Yay, me.
Yeah, I think though, if you can get organised with it and be structured and strict with yourself, although it does feel restrictive in some ways, I think long term it does take a lot of stress out of working in this world, in this industry. Not this, I don't mean this world, like this industry, you know? Yeah.
And I imagine that it would. It's just, you know, when you're like, I don't want to live my life for retirement. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get.
You might not make it that far.
I don't think I will at this rate. I can't even afford to feed myself. I mean, that is a joke.
Just withering away.
You'll see me next week. I'll just be a bag of bones.
Oh, it's a twig. Charlotte.
No, but like, I feel like a lot of people work till they're like 60 because they're like, right, I'm going to work really hard, save loads of money, get to the age of 60, and then I can just live my life. Our rate, it's going to be about 80 before we're allowed to retire anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't want to live like that. I don't want to get to the age of 60 and then not be able to enjoy all of those activities that I've been saving for because I can't even walk properly. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's such a for me anyway. I understand that, you know, that might be the way that people want to live, but for me that just feels really backwards to live that way. But I will start saving some money a week because, you know, it's right that you should, and I do think that I should get organised. But yeah, I just have all of those thoughts and I'm just like, why are we even, you know, really like existential crises of like, what are we even doing on this planet and why are we even here?
Who am I?
I get all that kind of stuff as well. That doesn't help sometimes, but probably good. My advice to young people would be to put money aside. Yeah,
I mean, that's good, whatever you do for a living, isn't it? But I think working freelance is particularly important to be structured with your income.
Yeah, you've got to work within the system.
Yeah, definitely. I've been teaching actually this week some students at the Birmingham Rep Theatre.
Yeah.
They're on a backstage course.
Oh, cool.
Where they get to experience all aspects of backstage theatre work.
Nice.
Yeah, so they had to apply to get onto the course. So they're aged between 18 and 25, I think, and most of them have some sort of background in theatre or performing arts, but they are specifically interested in working backstage rather than performing.
Yeah.
But they're just not sure,
where to
go, how to get into it, what pathway to take. So yeah, they get to experience the costume department, stage management, production, stage crew, workshop, paint shop, all of it.
Yeah.
And then they'll take part in the Midsummer Night's Dream production. It's coming up in April, so they actually get to work on a professional show.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a really good course for them, really good opportunity, and I was delighted to be asked to teach the stage management sort of module.
What did you say to them? Don't do it,
Don't
kids.
do it! Get out while you still can! No, they were a great bunch actually, and very keen to learn.
That's good.
They laughed at all my jokes, which was really kind of them.
Oh, they were trying to impress you.
Yeah. They obviously felt sorry for me. But
all your dad jokes.
Yeah, they humoured me. And I did take them biscuits, so...
you won them over.
Up. No, but we were talking about, obviously, the skills you need to be a stage manager or in stage management. Both actual physical things that you need, like a tape measure, pens and pencils, and real practical stuff.
Yep.
And also the personal skills that you need, obviously time management, organisation, that kind of thing. So we were talking about all aspects of stage management.
Yeah.
It was great to have a group of people there that are really interested and keen and, at the beginning of their careers in theatre. That was really exciting. So what I've done is I've actually put together a list for them of websites, theatre associations and Facebook pages and stuff that they can access for help with taking that next step and
that's a good idea,
finding out more about pathways into theatre or television. So I think what we should do is we should do a special episode of And All That Jazz, and we'll focus it on that and
that's
go
a good
into
idea.
all that, because there is actually a lot of help out there. And you talking about bursaries, applying for that bursary, there are bursaries and pots of funding out there to help people get into theatre and upskill, so it's important to research those, isn't it? And be proactive yourself in researching it, finding out who these people are, because no one's going to hand it to you on a plate. You've got to go and get it for yourself. But the help is out there if you go and look for it. So
yeah, it is out there. I think it's hard knowing where to look in the first place, isn't it? So for young people, a list of all of the places that they can go to look is so beneficial. And for me, when I was first starting out as a stage manager, obviously it's something that I've learned on the job rather than having a degree for it. But I still to this day have no idea what should be in my stage manager's toolkit. So even having like a list, like a generic beginner's stage management toolkit, and having that as something that you could refer to and you can go and buy all your stuff with. Like, I would love that.
Well, I think what it is, because every job is different, isn't it? And so you buy things for one job and then never use it again. And equally, there's other things that you're always going to need. But yeah, like if you're marking up a rehearsal room, it helps to have a specialist ruler, a scale ruler.
Yeah, scale ruler, yeah.
But I've only just recently bought one of those for myself.
Yeah, I don't have one yet.
The theatre has its own. Yeah, so one of the parts of the lesson that I did with these backstage students was actually I had my toolkit and we went through it and to see what I had in there. So yeah, it's exactly that kind of thing. But yeah, some jobs you need things and some jobs you don't. And it can be months or even years before you are back on a job that requires a specific piece of equipment.
It's true. It's maybe if there was some like generic list, maybe we could create one, like a generic list of what stage management needs just to start off. Like to start your career off.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, let's do a specialist episode then
Yeah.
And we can go through it on there, can't we?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So make sure that you tune in for our special episode on all things stage management. And what have we learnt this week?
What have we learnt this week? Well, this week we've learnt about, you said you were embarrassed about applying for the bursary.
Yeah.
Actually, I was saying this to the students, that don't be afraid to ask a question, because everybody started somewhere and no question is a stupid question. So whatever it is, don't be afraid to ask.
So don't be embarrassed to ask for help.
Exactly.
Nice.
Good.
That's a good one. Alrighty.
Don't forget to follow us on socials.
Yes.
And all that jazz
_pod.
pod.
Oh, look at us doing it together.
And we'll see you next time for more on theatre, television,
and all that jazz.